Newcastle is like we were there because we were getting a ferry, like a boat from there to Amsterdam. This is when we were moving to Berlin, and we were
moved on a boat.
Yeah. We had our dog and stuff. It was like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, lashing rain, like typical like wind for like north of England, Scotland type of shit. Just like absolutely ridiculous wind, gale force winds, and women basically in their underwear, like falling over, completely shit-faced drunk, terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Like the energy where you just could not tell they wanted to either like fuck you or kill you. Like there's no way of discerning those two things. Newcastle, great city.
Hey. It's a very special 3-year anniversary Corner Späti exclusive.
3 years.
We're doing numbers out here.
Yeah.
We're doing numbers. The first number 3. That's it.
Yeah. All I say is that my money real loud. Thanks to the show.
That's not true.
No, not at all. I don't even know what money being loud means.
It's always been very quiet.
It's the entire gang here today. Wow. It is myself, Nick, with Rob.
Wow, sorry.
Yulia.
Yay.
And Kieran.
Hey.
And
we have questions.
We have answers.
Ooh, wow.
The lovely audience sent us in questions, and I've separated them into
serious and non-serious.
Silly, cultural, more serious, political, podcast, and personal.
Ooh, personal.
Oh.
Yeah, what do we want to start with, Kieran?
Those are my folders on my Google Drive.
Personal.
This is just your desktop.
Those are my columns on my tweet deck.
Personal is the one that I hide on my phone.
Yeah, Rob has goofball.
Personal, do not swipe right in that part of the gallery. No.
Don't.
Those aren't meant for you.
No, only for specific people.
Yes.
Why don't we do this more often? It's always great fun. All the work's done for us.
Yeah. No research.
Right? Love when others people.
Yeah.
Other
Please
people
harass Kieran into letting us do Q&A episodes more often.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Flood him.
What are we feeling like first?
I feel that we have to make a disclaimer as well that we are very aware of that there are plenty of episodes that we're going to be doing about the current situation with Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
We need a buffer for ourselves
Yeah.
and for you, the audience. I'm sure that you are absolutely overwhelmed with this, just as we are.
Yeah.
There will be obviously plenty of content, guests, this and that we will try to have on in order to discuss this in a good manner, not simply just trying to war report like psychopaths. And yes, so we are recording this afterwards, after Wednesday. We are aware of it. You're going to get content about it, but we need a breather, and I'm sure that you guys do too. So without further ado, Kieran.
ask me some questions.
All right. I'm gonna do silly first.
All right, yeah.
I'm gonna do something.
I'm a goofball.
I think I'm gonna do something. I think that's relatively quick. What are your favorite animals?
I know it. Cat.
Cat. Nick.
Me. Oh God, this is a tough one. Cats and bears. I would probably argue are
You
the
like
two.
bears.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like bears?
No, you like bears.
I
Yeah,
love
he
bears.
does.
Bears are
He's such a
Oh
bear
my God,
fan.
bears! Especially now, in
There's a sad
solidarity
anecdote.
with Hank the Tank.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Russia.
Oh no! God, no, God,
Oh, yes, too. They like bears too. That's true.
no! Hank the Tank, the bear in the U.S. who's been just being a bear and just breaking into people's houses and just stealing things.
Yeah,
and
don't
being
shoot
lovely.
Hank the Tank.
500 pounds of pure love and joy. If they kill him, there will be hell to pay from me and every other bear lover.
Yeah.
I would say cats and bears. And by cats, I mean all cats, from the teeniest, tiniest cats to like tigers.
Okay, animals. So it's cats and I like birds.
Yeah, Yulia does
I have a
love
thing for birds.
Birds,
Really?
okay.
I know,
Yeah.
and I believe owls are the cats of the sky.
That's a good. Yeah, that's very true.
And the night, but cats are also
Yeah.
cats of the night.
I don't think. Yeah, I think just to understand this as well as how much I love also cats and bears is that you can show me pictures of either one of them,
Oh my God.
and I will start crying.
Oh, there's a very sad anecdote when
This is
Nick,
going to be a quick question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, when Nick came to Berlin, he had this bank card, and it had a photo of Knut, the polar bear from the Berlin Zoo.
Yeah, I was so
The
excited.
baby polar bear.
Oh.
He got older, and then he died. Nick wasn't aware of this, and I told him, and Nick started crying. That's how much he likes bears.
I love bears so. Oh my god! I refuse to believe that they're dangerous.
Yeah, shout out to those to the bears, the polar bears in Russia that took over that like.
Yeah.
all the
Oh my God,
back-
I saw
you
that.
showed that
I
to me
showed-
yesterday.
I showed it to
Yeah.
him.
Oh my God,
They're
that
just living in
brought
a
so-
house now.
I know. Oh my God, I'm crying.
Climate change has forced polar bears to just live in houses.
We need Rob's answer.
Okay, Rob,
Yeah,
sorry.
Rob, favorite animal.
Penguins.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Okay.
Those are
Birds. I told you,
adorable.
birds are
You
great.
ever see the compilation of Benedict Cumberbatch not being able to say the word penguin?
No.
He's like notorious
think
for
so.
it.
I also have a
And
problem.
he was in Penguins of Madagascar 2 as one of the voice actors, and he just can't say it. It's always penguins.
I say that too. Penguins.
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 Penguin.
My favorite animal is a capybara.
Solid choice.
Solid. Yeah.
I feel like they're like halfway point between cat and bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
True.
All right. Yeah. This is the synthesis of this is what Hegel was talking about.
Even though actually there's giant rats. There's like really big rodents.
Giant.
Yeah. I love capybaras as well.
too.
I love so
Okay.
many animals.
That was a long answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, okay, shit. All right, I'm gonna do a cultural one.
Ooh. I
Um,
don't have any culture.
Okay, ignore this if it's been asked before. I don't think it has. But does living in Berlin suck as much as other Germans like to say it does?
Who wants to start? I'll gladly answer this one because I just moved, and I have recently fell in love with Berlin, living
Yeah.
in an area that then is not boring.
Yeah.
It is like, as much as we talk shit about the sense of just like the weird politics of this city, I think at the end of the day, it is the reason that we like have, people on and discuss about things like Enteignung and whatnot, and housing and all these other stuff that are happening on the local level is because Berlin is a nice city.
Yeah.
We want to keep it that way, and it really is like I don't know, of major cities that I've been in, it's definitely one of the ones I feel that then like is not completely stripped of anything like interesting about it. Where if you go to like Prague or something like that, it's just like a shell of a corpse of something.
Where it's too much of the tourism, because
Yeah.
here you can't do it because you have so many, centers in
Yeah.
Berlin, because there is
Yeah.
no center, basically, even though we have a whole thing called Mitte. But
Yeah.
that is just
Oh, no, that was my
random.
favorite. That was my favorite thing about moving to Berlin, because I like live in Mitte. But I was like, yeah, I live in Mitte. It's great. I love being in the center. And my friend just goes, but you're outside the ring. I was like,
Yeah.
why would you do this to me? Why would you tear me down
Exactly.
at this moment?
Yeah, I think that too. The hardest thing about Berlin is like just kind of finding your
Finding a flat.
but just
But
like
that's
also
everywhere.
like
That's
just
everywhere.
like getting past realizing that then that the entire city isn't just the silly stereotype of like what expats pretend it is.
Yeah.
And when you kind of like realize that it isn't just like, faux artsy people and techno, it's like, it's a really nice, lively city. It's also the best city in summer, I think.
Yeah, it's my favorite German city. I'm sorry.
That's
I
not
got
saying
it.
much though.
No, but as a German, I'm sorry. Like, I know that's lame, but like, it's my favorite. I live here for a
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live here. I mean, I know, like other people make fun of it. It's great here. Why?
Yeah.
I live here for a
It's
reason.
sick.
Are you kidding me? I don't want to
Yeah.
move back to the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, being in Berlin and not having money is incredibly hard. And like I did it at the
I gotta say, it's easier.
but easier than
it's
a lot of
easier
cities
than
in America.
anywhere
of course.
else.
But it
Yeah.
really like, I mean, like in the sense of like how,
way easier than Munich and shit.
no,
like that.
I totally get that. But in the sense of Berlin's a really easy city to just like remain unemployed for a really long time as
Yes.
well. And you just kind of like exist in like a weird thing. And it's a very depressing vibe, but it's one that you can like exist in that I think a lot of people just like, they find themselves in, but then
They don't get out.
don't get out of it 'cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
that's
easy to kind of remain in a
Yeah.
in this like limbo here,
Yeah, because it's possible because so many people do it.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like, yeah.
That's also like a relief as well, that like Späti drinking is
Yeah.
great, that you can just go out and spend like €1.40 and that's
Yeah.
your like
That's it. Right?
nighttime entertainment budget
yeah.
for like 2 sternies.
And maybe it's just me that I haven't lived anywhere cool, but like, do you meet tons of interesting people?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a cool place to live.
Yeah.
I love Berlin. I'm gonna be like Enos Cantor. Of
Oh yeah.
Same.
I'm gonna say as
You
someone
can't
who has
criticize Germany.
basically no experience of elsewhere in Germany, the rest of Germany
I do.
sucks dick. I mean, like, okay, so
Yeah, I just love going up to the top of the TV tower and be like, "Around Berlin."
the only other, I think the only other city in this country I have experience with is Cologne,
Yeah.
and Cologne is very like clean and prim and proper, but also simultaneously I feel like very unwelcoming. Like it does feel like I have to earn a certain amount to be happy there, which
Oh yeah, especially like in like Munich and other areas like that.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was always told that they're like the friendliest in Cologne. That was like the
Yeah,
stereotype.
rheinische
And then
Froh Natur.
it didn't. Didn't
I
get
have
that
no
at
idea
all.
what you said.
Hamburg is also cool. I'm
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on
yeah.
Bill TV and tell people you're not allowed to criticize Germany.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to hear people.
Hamburg would have been my second choice, actually. No, yeah, it was between Berlin and
I was
I'm willing-
debating applying to like university in Hamburg.
Julie and I are gonna move to Hamburg. That's our moving to LA. We're gonna set up
Yeah.
starting like
on the other coast.
the corner Späti threw it on. No, I'm willing to believe people when they say like Hamburg is cool, or like I guess like places like Dresden and Leipzig are on the kind of rise for a certain type of people. But then like if you say Munich or Frankfurt's cool,
No, psycho.
No. Frankfurt seems like hell. It seems like 3 skyscrapers just planted in the
It
middle
is.
of.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've done that.
Yeah,
It has a weird vibe to it.
Hamburg is really
I don't
cool
know.
though, I will say.
Even though
as well.
Frankfurt has the Bahnhofsviertel, where all the
If we ever do a live show in Frankfurt, we need to do like gang signs in front of
Exactly.
like ECB.
yeah. Because like Bahnhofsviertel, that's where like
Yo, Christian Lagarde, where you at?
Yo, come out and fight me, you coward! Just like
Yeah,
make
I'm
myself
gonna do
look
like
big.
the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do like the thing where Tekashi 6ix9ine was doing with his where he was like when he was in like Chicago and like pulling those videos up where he's like, "Yo, Chief Keef, like where you at? I'm on O Block."
all right,
All right, more serious political question.
Okay, yeah. I was enjoying the fun, but way to dampen the mood, loser. You can just pick any of them. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. Most cursed European political party besides Volt.
ooh.
I think I have an answer for this already.
Oh yeah, go.
It's one we haven't done an episode on, but I do want to do an episode on Ekra from Estonia.
I was about to say
You was Ekra?
yeah, that would have been my choice. Yes.
Yeah.
Like any of the I was going through the Baltics right now in my mind. I was like, okay,
Well, it's gonna be here.
Yeah,
It's gonna be in these 3 countries.
Wait, what's cursed about them?
They're
I
like
can guess.
Aren't
but
they
I would
like
like
the
to
aren't
hear
they
you
like
say
the
it.
like crypto bro party?
no, they're like the they're like a 4chan alt right.
Oh yeah.
Kind of
It's
like
really cool.
they're kind of like far right, but also very like American imported. They do like they when they were sworn into Parliament, they did like the OK hand gesture.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
that was big.
Yep.
They're very fucked vibes altogether. And that's like the ones that we haven't covered. Like Progress Party in Norway is still
Yeah.
fucked
I'm gonna go
vibes.
classic me and just say New Democracy.
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Because
Fair.
they're not the craziest, but the thing is that like they are, I think, the future of what right wing parties look like. That then it's like you can do Orbanism without being Orban, which is like professionalized and taken seriously by the rest of Europe. But the people in that party are psychotic,
Yeah.
and yeah. So, Rob,
Oh, do I have to pick one?
you don't have to if you don't want
Okay,
to. You can
pass.
just be like pass.
I love
yeah.
them all equally.
All right. Let's see now. Give that.
Personal question.
I need to say this on the episode as well. Rob looks really good today.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he
Stop
does.
saying that.
No,
No.
it's like it's
It's ridiculous.
Credit
It's
where
ridiculous,
credit.
yeah.
Me, Yulia, and Nick
Yeah.
all arrived together at the same time. Rob was
Yeah.
already here. We were not prepared for Hot Rob.
No, it was
No,
yeah.
yeah.
It was,
No.
wow.
We thought we knew Hot Rob. That was Slob Rob. This is Hot Rob.
Credit where how do you say it in English? Credit where credit is due.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Ehre wem Ehre gebührt.
Ooh.
That is why I was confused. Yeah, it sounds really fast when you say it in German.
Let's see. Okay, I'm going by the ones that Rob highlighted.
Nice.
I'm going to say, if you could go back in time, wake up as a 15-year-old self, do your life over from there, with all the knowledge you have now, would you do it, and why?
No.
No.
I'm also
Hell no.
going to say no.
Wait, why are you so strongly no?
I feel
Is
like
it because you don't know? Because there's two variables. Is it you've learned, you don't think you've learned anything that's useful to go back, or you just don't want to go?
No, I think that I think I've learned. I think I've learned a bunch, and I'm actually like pretty happy of where I'm at right now. So it's like
I'm content with who I am.
Yeah.
There's some like trauma to that I would like to.
Yeah.
not
There's like
go
Would your
through.
knowledge now help you avoid the trauma if you went back?
Oh, wait, no, but the question is if I would do it again. So why would I do it again if I know it's shitty?
I got really baked and watched the Butterfly Effect, which was maybe one of the dumbest 2000 movies ever. And I'm going to say no, because one, that movie's very bad, and if you haven't rewatched it, oh my god, do it. There's
definitely something from the last 2 years that I would not do again.
I mean, I feel like it's such a cursed monkey's paw kind of situation, because like I bet you if you go back with plans and stuff, everything you want to change would not work out the way you want, and therefore everything you wanted to keep the same would not happen.
We might not be here doing this podcast. Yeah, so
that's true. No, I highlighted it because I always said yes to this question for the longest time.
Yeah.
Until quite recently.
Most people would.
And now I feel like, oh well. I guess
think it's just
it worked out fine.
Yeah, I think it's just a sense that then like I think we confidently can say that we were like, with as like difficult as things may be for like us individually, there is
something great like this podcast.
Oh yeah, that and the sense of just like I think that we all have, especially in doing the show, we've all like grown a lot as people doing it.
I'm like 180 now.
Yeah, I'm fucking huge. I'm yoked. But no, like in all seriousness, that like this podcast too has like helped me realize I'm not a piece of shit. First off, which is like pretty cool. And
this
second,
podcast did that.
No, like I mean, we'll get to it. That's another question that then I think's on there if I'm not mistaken. But it's like.
Nick, why are you such a piece of shit?
Yeah, Nick, why do you suck ass?
Personal question.
It's on here.
Yeah, we'll just roll into it. What's the other question?
I mean the I'm assuming you mean the what do you do for a living?
It's that, and then like, has the podcast ever opened up doors for you?
I think these two are connected basically.
Yeah.
I'd also like to, so this is the question. I'd also like to know what you do for a living. Maybe you said an episode, I can't remember. But don't worry, you don't have to dox yourselves. Only share.
I was about to say, do I have to dox myself?
I'll do it for myself then.
And then the follow up, I think, connected question is: did becoming podcasters help you professionally and in any way?
Yeah. So doing this podcast got myself a job working at Rupley, which I know right now is very problematic, and I'm having a massive moral dilemma.
Yes,
but it's been really cool to then see the sense that what we do on the show can like actually be seen seriously by people who are like, in other realms of media that aren't just like jokey podcast stuff.
Yeah.
And that we like, actually, unfortunately do journalism, and that I've like. Yeah, like I don't know, have met a lot of cool people from doing the show, and I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have. I mean, I have a job because of this podcast.
Same, and I'm a journalist now or something.
Yeah,
like it's so weird, and and I think this podcast also like I don't know. I'm always surprised that we have such an outreach, that people actually ask us questions.
And that people like actually like write and like ask how I'm doing and stuff is like also like
beautiful.
Like nice. I mean
that, and also I know I haven't responded to you in a bit, but like you'll DM us with telling us what's happening in Faroese politics.
Yeah, exactly. I get all those on my phone, and I just ignore them because I'm like, Kieran's going to handle that.
Quick update for Rob. One of the guys you were talking about was done for drug driving.
I still don't have access to that. I want to see the DMs.
I want to see a Faroese guy drug drive.
I live in blissful oblivion.
I don't know who it is who writes us, but shout out in the sense that then like the other day I was moving and just get like my phone just starts like just lighting up with then like Faroese politics, gossip, and I'm like, all right,
yeah,
this is
we're
this
the
is cool.
only ones in media at all that will give that any attention.
Yeah.
He is right. Like, he has owned it.
So, Rob.
It didn't help me get a job, but I mean, it has changed me a lot and helped. I mean, indirectly because it made me the man I am today,
Which is hot.
Yeah.
Yo, this podcast made me way hotter though too. I'm not gonna
yeah.
I
lie.
think so too.
Yeah, thank you.
It feels a little weird. I gotta admit, but that's just my personality. I feel a little like a clout vampire sucking on your time while listening to this
same.
podcast.
Yeah.
But it's also okay. I mean, I try to. I think just try to. I can't. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going anywhere.
I want to
with
be a
this
clout
comment.
vampire. That sounds sick.
It's pronounced Clout Vampire with a Y. I learned that from Rob, actually. Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
I like all the people I've met through this podcast.
Yeah.
Including
The live show was fun. I
live
did
shows are
one
great
only.
fun.
Yeah, but it lets me. I'm really shy normally, and it makes
You
me
are.
speak.
You
What?
were like, before the first live show you were on, you were just like, I'm really nervous, and then you just fucking nailed it, so it was fine.
Because I
Yeah.
got drunk.
I'm drunk right now, don't worry. But the what I do for a living, I'm just going to say I'm a researcher for private companies. And
Blackwater.
yeah, so, like
We all work. in,
we're
like,
all researchers
some-
for Black.
Yeah, we all work for horrible things.
Yeah. No,
Rob works for the Wagner Group.
doing like food deliveries for the
I
web.
do graphic design. For the
I was like, Skull, Target.
This looks cool.
Yeah.
Some Nazi's just like, yes, that looks beautiful.
Like Punisher.
Spasiba.
I want you to make me look like Punisher.
Paint me like one of your Punishers.
Rob then proceeded to tell him in fluent Russian that Punisher is actually is an anti-cop, anti-military superhero. He just didn't care.
Yeah, Rob in like a Russian nerd accent. We're like, you didn't read the comics. Yeah, which like I think my career is the reason why a Corner Späti classic has always often occurred, which is the episodes where we yell at graphs.
Yes.
That is, and why the ECFR is a personal enemy of mine. Their surveys are dog shit.
Actually,
you go.
yeah. Actually, yeah. Well, Kieran has brought a lot of like skills to this podcast. Also, yeah, like the beautiful.
The graphics.
Yeah,
Did you say where you work,
graphics
Julia, or do you want to keep that on the DL?
That sounds like deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, so since we're in the personal section, we've done 3 out of the 4 personal questions. I will go with the last personal question. What is the fanciest treat you got yourselves from the Patreon money, or does it all go directly to your landlords?
A taxi.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Like not a taxi ride home after we
didn't
recorded
buy a taxi.
very late. But Kieran and I
Got ourselves
recorded.
burgers once.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I got us burgers.
Oh, I got burgers once. Yeah. I mean, I don't count equipment as anything that then's fancy because we
Yeah.
like beat the hell out of it. And
Yeah.
It's nothing fun.
Always
Like a cable tester because our cables kept breaking.
Yeah, cable tester. We haven't used it yet, which is good, but
Yeah.
it's there.
But it's there.
I think food and
Food.
taxi rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from like late recordings and we have to like get somewhere,
beer.
aka home.
I think
Beer, yeah, that's good.
I think we can be honest and say that
Mostly landlords.
well, yeah,
no,
I mean that has
mostly, yeah.
I think that's happened before, but it's like because the cost of living in Berlin is so cheap, we're not
Yeah.
making a huge amount of Patreon, but we
No,
do
yeah.
set that money aside for if any of us have problems.
Exactly. There
Yeah.
were like moments where I, for example, couldn't pay rent, and then Patreon would.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
And I think that's
Appreciate
better
it.
because like if we were doing monthly, you probably wouldn't have had enough to like solve that problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But most of it just stays around until we have to get
Buy
something
a
for the
cable
show
booster,
or buy equipment.
Yeah.
And
Got that nice bag. That bag's been really helpful.
the bag's right here.
Yeah.
Um,
Get in that bag.
yeah, we are getting the bag. It's like a €20 bag from Tolman. It works perfectly fine.
Great bag.
But yeah, no, unfortunately you haven't bought us anything like insanely cool.
Yeah, it's quite charming to just get a taxi ride once or twice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We're real spaff.
Except for that Rolex on my wrist.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh, you know,
Sorry,
I didn't.
I'm
I
encrusted
broke
in
my
dust.
wrist. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to ice it.
That's me right now.
Yeah, I actually threw the Patreon into ungodly amounts of debt. We owe PayPal so much money because I got myself a.
We started that
a
Ukraine
100
account scam.
Yeah, I got
climb
myself $140,000 Patek Philippe that I
Yeah.
just can't. I couldn't get live without. I kept yelling to you guys, "I need this to podcast."
What's a Tech Philippe?
Patek Philippe's the luxury
Patek.
brand of
You're
I think
wine.
it said
on my
Tech
wrist.
Philippe, which sounds like a rich kid's name.
Yeah.
Like a rich kid.
I just bought a rich kid.
A rich kid who was inspired by
Tech Philippe sounds like a
Tech9.
fucking sick rapper.
I like. Yeah. So for the joke answer is look up that AI generated Jay-Z rap. That's what we're doing with the money.
Yes. Helicopters.
Man, I'm Razy, a man you have not met before. Please,
I am addicted to buying an expensive helicopter.
Oh, it's so good. All right. Okay, here's a one that's directed to me that I can answer very quickly. For Kieran, Luck City spoilers. Were the geofence guns that don't work in one specific room planned from the beginning, or a quick retcon after learning or after letting young McRib, TM exclusively available at McDonald's, we'll put in the full name, shoot a Russian teenage hacker with it? That was planned.
Now you're thanking me. Now everyone's thanking me about this.
Yeah, everyone loved that I shot the teenager. That was planned from the beginning, but halfway through the game, I was actually concerned that they wouldn't use the guns up until that point.
You're talking with me.
Yeah.
Nick just shoots everyone.
Okay.
I had to slap him several times during this game to keep him from.
To be clear, this was the first time I think all three of you had played like a tabletop RPG. Yeah.
Which
No, I
means-
played before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I played Cthulhu before in my day.
Oh,
I feel like we never ended the games.
Yeah, that's
but-
fair.
Yeah.
We played
We
sometimes.
will never end this.
We
game.
were
No.
much worse. Or our table is it still Dungeon Master, Gamesmith,
Games
Yeah.
Master. is usually the more
Games
useful.
Master Kieran.
I think Dungeon Master will get you sued by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh.
I feel
Yeah.
that you also were very much aware of the fact that it's like I'm playing a tabletop game with Nick, who if I give him a gun in the game, is
Yeah.
gonna immediately just start discharging rounds left and right. So
I'm happy it turned out that way.
I'm gonna have
I-
I'm gonna have my character also. Have you guys seen that thread of people in the U.S. within the gun communities, just bragging about their accidental discharges,
Oh.
and they're all like this fourth time this year.
Accidental discharge.
They're like fourth
Oh,
time
a
this
thing or two
year.
about that.
Yeah. But these people just these people just.
I'm sorry, we're all thinking about coming at night.
I know. Yeah. Exactly. No, of course. But all of these.
When a cop has his first wet dream, I've been caught in an accidental discharge type situation.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, these people go on these forums, and they're all like, yeah, for the fourth time this year, my I let a round off in my house.
That's me at the lunch table in 8th grade. Fellas.
Oh my god.
Oh, you crazy
all
thing
of them,
happened.
all the people are like this is a badge of honor of it's because I think it's like the concealed carry community, and they're just
Right.
oh yeah, shot my window or whatever, or I don't know. I'm very curious of how many of them shot the main artery in their leg by
Ooh.
just being dumb. But yeah, that's gonna be me on the next one. Just saying, I'm gonna
Don't-
accidentally.
Don't die.
No, I'm not gonna. No, it'll be I accidentally.
Then we have to carry you again.
No, I'm not. Come on.
Like
I'm
last
already-
time.
I was already incapacitated. It's fine.
All right.
I shot the teenager, but I did not shoot the hype beast.
Exactly. The hype beast being me.
All right. Here's a silly question that I'm going to turn to everyone else while I get a beer. Which 5 states would you pick to make DDR2? They don't have to be contiguous.
Oh,
Berlin.
yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
North Rhine-Westphalia. We need all the working class.
it doesn't have to be
No, it
Oh,
doesn't
did
have
it
to
have
be
to
in
be German
the
states? I
Yeah.
didn't even-
yeah,
oh, I
but
guess that
it doesn't
makes
have to
sense.
be in the east. So let's take the most powerful one, which is North Rhine-Westphalia.
Is this the most powerful or is it Bayern?
No, it has the most. It's the biggest state.
It got the most people.
But Bayern has the
foreign
most
industry.
money.
Yeah, the most money.
I would-
but I'm
alright.
talking
You've got
about
5. We could take both.
I was like, so what I would do is I would
Oh, Freistaat Bayern. We can turn it into the real
yeah,
Freistaat
of course,
Bayern.
yeah, easy. I
Oh,
would take
nice,
most
yeah.
of the West and then just like nationalize their economy, and then just naturally the rest of the country would be like, damn, this is pimp. I want to join.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'd take the richest states. So that means Bayern,
Bavaria.
NRV,
Baden-Württemberg.
Baden-Württemberg. Berlin isn't richest, but I live here, so I want to
Oh, I feel
participate
like I
in
want to have
communism.
Baden-Württemberg in there somehow.
Yeah, no, but you
It
do.
would make
you-
sense to
They
like get the
speak
the
funny.
Rhine all
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and down.
Yeah.
That's what 4 states.
Yeah, NRV.
That's,
Yeah.
Rheinland-Palatinate.
The other one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rheinland-Pfalz.
And Baden-Württemberg.
Rheinland-Pfalz.
And then
yeah,
Alsace-Lorraine, 5.
yeah.
And then we're just
Got
we're
that
taking
shit
France.
locked up.
And Berlin.
The funniest thing
Yeah.
I
But
imagine.
we gotta
What
keep
about
Berlin.
you need?
Berlin, no, Berlin
what
is
about-
going to
what
be
about
an
Bremen?
exclave again.
Yeah,
Those
again,
poor
yeah.
fuckers.
But it's
Yeah.
used to
But
it.
the- yeah.
What about just like all the
We
way
can't
down?
take Hamburg. They're not ready for it.
What about just all the way down? You just start up at Bremen because you need a port,
So we do
and then
Hamburg
go
as
all
well?
the way down to
Hamburg,
Bayern.
Niedersachsen. Well, that's more
Well,
than 5. Then you
no,
guys
it's not.
For fun, I would pick Bavaria, Baden-Württemberg, and
Oh,
then
God.
Berlin, Hamburg, and Bremen as my outposts in
Yeah.
enemy territory.
So it's like
That's fun.
like you're
Yeah.
like Kaliningrad.
Yeah.
But we have
Yeah,
3
yeah.
of them because you're
Yeah,
extra
exactly.
pimp. I agree with Rob on this. Actually,
Yeah.
this is cool.
But we want North Rhine-Westphalia in there. I would
We
die on that
can get
hill.
rid of Bremen.
Yeah.
Who wants Bremen?
Yo, what the fuck?
No, Bremen
No,
is,
no.
is solid.
No, true. Because if you get
you
wait,
get Bremerhaven too.
Bremerhaven.
Woo.
Yeah.
So you get like.
Is that better than Hamburg?
we
Hafen,
need
though?
access to
No,
the sea.
you need
Hello,
both.
of course we need
Yeah, no, but
access.
Hamburg,
to
you can kind of.
Sounds like we're sacrificing Berlin then.
Okay, so Bremerhaven. If we have Bremen and Bremerhaven, then we have access to the sea, direct access.
Okay. We'll move the podcast.
Why are
there.
we thinking about this in the sense of who we're going to trade with? We will immediately be sanctioned.
It'll be
Hello.
us in Cuba.
No, but we need North Rhine-Westphalia.
Yeah. I would simply just take this. I would take the richest states just because it would make doing socialism a lot easier.
We need
Yeah.
North Rhine-Westphalia because of manpower.
Yeah, industrialization. Yeah,
And women
Where's the
power.
arms industry?
This is,
Bavaria
Oh,
and
Okay.
NRV.
Bavaria and North Rhine-Westphalia.
Yeah, like
Okay, yeah.
Like
Rhein,
Smart.
Rheinmetall.
steel, Rheinmetall, Rhein, you know.
I just
Yeah.
making a
Rhine.
nuke as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I'm putting all my nukes in Bremen. Try to take
That's a good idea.
This is
I'm
complete-
nuking the sea.
I have a completely unrelated idea that, I mean, you said Cuba, and we're just, yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, and I want to share this. Okay.
Okay.
I think I told one of you, what if I ran Germany, check this out,
Okay.
I would open up full diplomatic relations with Cuba and like a massive
Yes.
partnership, like all the economic support they need, like whatever the Soviet Union did times 50.
Yeah.
yeah.
The only thing that I, as the leader of the Germans, ask for in return is per resident of Germany, a free, all expense paid 2-week vacation to Cuba for every single person in Germany.
So
That
you're
sounds
telling me
beautiful.
that you would convert every German into defending the Cuban Revolution.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
we
And
have
an
a
island boy.
we have a
and
problem,
an island boy.
which is they
Turn
long
Germans into
for
island
tropical
boys.
islands,
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
and the Cubans need some money and support.
Yeah.
I feel like we could work together here.
I feel
Germany
like
just have
has
to get
pretty
people-
good relations with
Germans
Cuba,
do
though,
like-
don't they?
Huh?
Germany,
Yeah, but we could have better.
Yeah.
no, obviously better, but
They
it's
need
like,
more. I would give them like all of the money.
Yeah. All right.
And
so
the people
you're
would
gonna
love me
create
because
Germany.
I gave them
Germany
beach
then is
access.
a client state for Cuba. Then is
Yeah.
what
We
you're
also
saying.
we also need them for making some things that were probably going to be not available to us in the global market anymore, like coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
So I'm implementing this in
Cigars.
DDR2.
Guys,
This will be the biggest pitch. There'll be mass refugees from Bundesrepublik 2. I guess it's still the Bundesrepublik, probably.
Yeah.
Just gonna
It is.
claim
Bundesrepublik
it
zwei.
hasn't changed yet. Hasn't fallen.
But they were all.
Yeah, there will
come-
be mass refugees
Yeah.
to DDR2 because
Yeah.
they want that
They
sweet,
want to
sweet,
go to Cuba.
all expense paid vacation to Cuba.
Yeah.
once a month. Fuck it, just
Yeah.
one week, once a month. You could
Fuck
go to Cuba.
Creta if you can have fucking Havana.
Yeah. No,
Take a boat. I don't care. We can make it climate neutral. Just get to Cuba.
Oh, but the boat can be fun as well.
Yeah.
Like make that like just get like
Germans love Kreuzfahrt,
yeah,
like
just like
cruise
an
ship.
absolute booze cruise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this sounds
Oh my
really
God,
cool.
this is like
Booze
How
Traumschiff.
long would it take to get to Cuba from Germany?
Doesn't matter because
No.
Germans love Traumschiff.
2 minutes, like 2 months.
Yeah, but like we would celebrate the halfway point, like you're
Yeah.
over the Atlantic Ridge. Time to switch from schnapps to rum. We're getting to Cuba.
Oh, that's beautiful. Actually, it sounds like fun.
I think we just planned the best vacation ever.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Olaf Schultz, if you're listening, that's a free idea.
Yeah, we have this. Yeah.
You're welcome. Signed, Rob.
All right. So this is a cultural one. I thought we had this. Hang on. Oh yeah, okay.
Do you do it for the culture?
Yeah.
Answer,
Yes.
yes.
A brief description of what you think the ultimate theoretical Eurovision entry would be.
Ooh.
I think that Germany did it last year.
Oh my God, no! The one with the likes
Right?
and the smileys. Oh my God.
I think
Yeah,
that
that's true. I agree. I forgot about him.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
He's
How
really
did
the
you
best.
forget about Jendrik? You were standing
I
so
feel-
hard.
No,
Yeah,
he's just in the back of my mind. I was just reminded of him.
Why
He's
is
gonna
this-
have a renaissance, like Fleetwood Mac or something.
He's making music, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making money.
Future
moves.
generations will vibe with his
Oh my
solar
Yeah, I feel
explosion.
that the sense of Jendrik that's so good is that it's like this inability to understand that it's a very gay competition, and then just trying to zig when everyone else is zagging, and
Trying to think
yeah,
of everyone.
Jendrik was perfect in that regard. Of the Germany tried to send like the straightest,
We
dumbest YouTuber thing.
yeah, we sent a
Yeah.
YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in that regard that they just didn't understand it made it so perfect.
I'm tempted to say
You
like,
need more camp.
I'm tempted to say is my
Yeah, no, Germany just hates camp.
no. I'm tempted to say my meme answer would be Finland from last year or something similar, but I would actually go. Here's my ideal Eurovision entry. Right. I think first of all, I think it needs to come from Spain or Italy. All right.
All right, listening.
All right, and then needs to be a nice, put together, well built man, kind of like somewhere between a twink and a bear.
Okay, so an otter.
Yeah, an otter. In a lovely, respectable sweater, tan pants, and he's obviously doing popera, like Il Divo kind of shit. But importantly, the act opens with him giving his grandmother a hug.
Yes. Yes. That is beautiful. Wow.
The stage, lights come down, Spain and the number you vote for. He hugs an elderly woman, he hugs his abuela, and then he sings the opera banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think it
And we
should
need to
be-
let everyone know he's gay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in a very conservative way.
I actually
Very conservative.
actually I think one of the like in a theoretical way that then would be a theoretical one that is an actual artist is what's his name from Turkey?
Hakan.
No. The younger, very queer artist
Oh,
who does a lot of stuff with
what's his name? My beer. No, something. Yeah.
I can't remember his name,
Yeah.
but he does a lot of like music that then's
He would be a great entry.
he would be the perfect one, but I think he's already
What's
a big
his
enough
name?
star.
Wait, we gotta
And
find
also
out.
Turkey doesn't
But
enter anymore.
I
Yeah,
was,
true.
Yeah, but I was thinking I need something Eastern European, of course.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I need some influence from folk music from there, in there,
Yeah.
but also kind of dance,
Yes,
dance
yes.
beats, of course. So
Yeah. Dance, but with an accordion.
yes,
Yeah.
I need a
But
very
not Schlager. It's
no,
not
it's not. I need a tacky outfit though. I need a super tacky outfit.
Matiz Mabel Matiz is
Yeah,
his name.
see, I said.
I think he'd be a
something
real
yeah.
in all seriousness, an artist like him would be the
Yeah.
perfect Eurovision
Yeah,
entry
I
because
agree.
it's a little bit out there. It's it's Eastern.
Yes.
He is very much in the queer community in Turkey.
Yeah.
And he's an activist and whatnot, and is makes really good, interesting music,
It's great song.
and with good really good visuals too,
Yeah.
and has grandmother love.
Oh, he has a whole video where
good
he's-
boys.
There's a whole video where he's hanging out with all these old
Turkish grandmothers, yeah.
and
yes,
moms
perfect.
and stuff like that. Yeah, and he's
So, yeah.
singing to them, and they're hanging out and having tea and shit. I
What
don't know.
if Eurovision was like Dancing with the Stars, where you pair a grandma from one country with a young singer from another country?
A young gay
And then they
singer from
collaborate.
another
Yeah.
country.
So
Yes.
you have this fine
Yes.
person working
Now we're
with like
cooking
an
gas.
Austrian Oma. All right, let's
That
get into
sounds
this.
Where we're crossing, like fuck the Erasmus generation of trying to get like a bunch of students to fuck. No, we're pairing up twinks with grandmothers. Let's go.
Sounds
Only other
great.
thing is that I wish they beefed like it was the 95 Source Awards. They should air it out on the Eurovision stage.
All right, related question, but I don't think we're gonna have great answers to this one. Favorite Eurovision candidate of all time?
Oh,
Do we have?
all time.
Yendrik.
Do we have a favorite from the past? What? It's
I
Yendrik. Yeah,
just haven't
I-
seen that many, so
It's going to be Yendrik for
Rob.
Yeah.
Of all time.
All time.
This is a really hard one.
Did ABBA go?
ABBA did go, yeah.
Yeah, ABBA did go.
No, but they're not
ABBA
the
went,
greatest.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
That's all right if we can't think of one. I think we can move
Now
on.
we kind of got to. Now we get to go through all.
Yeah, I know my answer.
What's your answer?
My answer is the song "Mustache" by Twin Twin, or AKA French LMFAO.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
They fucked the live performance, but the studio track's so good.
Let's see.
I got to go with what was the Ukrainian group who
Like last year.
last year and the year before, yeah.
Oh,
I would say Lil Big,
Oh,
but they didn't technically.
Lil Big would have been great. Yeah,
Little
Yeah,
Big would have been
definitely.
great.
Yeah.
They can't come back because Russia's been kicked out.
Well, yeah, yeah, I would say, all right, in the theoretical sense of all entries, it would have been Lil Big because it would have been a perfect Eurovision entry.
Mm-hmm.
And that song was perfect, like just dumb, campy
What about
bullshit.
Euphoria? Euphoria.
Outside of ABBA, that's definitely like the Eurovision song that's like lasted.
I know.
Yeah.
Every time someone says the word Euphoria, or
Yeah.
I watch the TV show
They-
Euphoria.
like the stupid TV show is not about the making of that song.
It should have
What's
been.
that? Is the band called Shum? Or
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they called
Yeah.
Shum. Yeah, they called Shum. or
yeah.
something, yeah.
I would say that like while
great.
it's weird because while last year I wanted Finland to win
Yeah.
because just they had the corniest, dumbest fucking like new metal revival thing.
Yeah.
The two songs that Ukraine entered last year and the year before are like legitimately good songs, like
Yeah.
like well written, like interesting, not just like because a lot of Eurovision's just like very stereotypical of like
Yeah.
the popra or the like whatever Euro dance
They
stuff.
pick a genre and they do like a very stereotypical version of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
genre. Yeah.
I would say them.
But
Like,
I mean, ABBA did enter with Waterloo, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, like that's. I'm gonna do of the ones of like last recent years.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna say
that is a fucking great entry. I'm a big fan of that one.
I would be a
Alright.
fan if they were all based on European history. Now I would actually get into that.
Like Jamala's entry. Oh, sorry, I know we can't speak that. 1944.
Oh, yeah, that was fucking insane.
Yeah.
That was European history
that was.
or something.
I
got in
think
trouble
Rob's just
for
like
it.
looking around, but like I don't know, it was like lots of
That's
stuff
okay.
happened in 1944.
Yeah, that song's generic as hell.
All right. Cultural question, but also kind of a silly question. Which species of German is the worst? The swamp Germans, aka the Dutch, or the mountain Germans, aka the Austrians?
No, the worst one is the Germans who go like gnome mode. I'm developing this theory in my head.
Yeah,
Which
that's
one's that
a
else?
whole other episode.
Yeah. Maybe not the worst, but the one that intrigues me the most because
So-
I find them so weird.
Swamp Germans or mountain Germans?
Wait, I can only pick between those two.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
well.
shout out to Luxembourg or Switzerland, which I guess are both money Germans.
Yeah, many Germans. I would actually say Austrians.
Ooh,
No, I'd say the Dutch. The Austrians are kind of cool.
God damn it. Yeah, that's
Same.
true.
I'm against the
I'm against the Dutch too.
I'm against the Dutch.
Yeah.
Shit.
This isn't the only reason, but I was thinking about this the other day, and like white Dutch women are like the Karens of Europe. Do you realize?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like they're the
Yeah.
most, insofar as that phenomenon exists. It's like
Actually, I can't say Austrian. Yeah, I like a lot of Austrian.
Moneyboy's Austrian. I could never.
Moneyboy's Austrian. A lot of like my favorite artists, like from back then, they're all dead, but they're still Austrian.
Moneyboy's
Yeah.
not Austrian. He's clear. That's my.
So,
That's my.
but Young
I am
Horn
away
is also
message.
Austrian.
Yeah. He's.
Yeah, too
he's
many
from-
good Austrians. Okay, we're going with the swamp Germans.
Yep.
Nothing
Dutch.
good ever
Sorry,
came out of
swamp Germans.
No,
out of the
no.
Netherlands.
I will never apologize for
They've
throwing
had
them
it
under
too
the
good
bus.
for too long.
They're very Protestant too.
Exactly. Austrians, good Catholic
Yeah,
boys.
exactly.
That's why we love the Flemish
Yeah.
Catholic Dutch people. I've been told there's Catholics in. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Anyway, okay. So this is one Rob had. I should know. Serious political question.
Oh,
What do you think of the broad? What do you think is a broad consensus on the left that is wrong? That they're wrong about? Is there anything you can do? Really? Oh, that's a separate question. Why did that? Okay. Is there anything
ooh.
that is a broad consensus on the left that you think they're wrong about?
Oh yeah, I highlighted it because of Russia, but keep going.
Wait.
Boo.
Do you mean like the left or like Die Linke or like just like
The
It's
left.
the left. I don't think it was Die Linke.
But yeah, the left is not very
Cohesive.
cohesive
Yeah.
because there's different countries. I mean, in
mine is-
Germany we know what.
Yeah, mine's a really really dumb one,
Sure.
but it's also just because of the fact of the stupid state that I'm from. I wish more leftists were obsessed with guns. I legit
Yeah.
think that that has. I guess it depends on the sense of like.
For defensive reasons, of course.
Well, no, but whatever. Yeah,
No.
but just it's simply
Shoot your bros.
shoot your homies. No, I mean it also is dependent on the sense of like the historical backdrop of like where something comes from as
yeah,
well.
exactly. Yeah.
I think that then a lot of this is more of like a U.S. left thing. I don't know, in German too. Whenever I like kind of express my opinions on like firearms,
Yeah.
a lot of German leftists are like, "Yo, you're insane," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." I mean, it's like I grew up around guns. It's like pretty fucking normal for me.
Yeah.
I think that then one of the like there is a lot of like you know, historical and revolutionary thing with
I mean,
it.
revolutionary situation and situations of like people. Or
I'm not saying that then like
groups
like
that
the
are,
like
like-
right wing like method of
No,
it, like
no,
everyone
no.
needs to own a firearm and you have to
no,
go and
yeah.
like no. Like there is, I think that there is a sense, and you see this in the U.S. too, with like marginalized groups that they're like,
That's what I was talking about.
yeah, that they're way less, in my opinion, bad about this issue than like white Besavista lefties. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably one. Cause like it's really ironic to me too, where then you'll see them like talk about like Rojava or whatever, or like armed conflicts, and it's like, not that I'm saying that they have to go fucking like get guns themselves, but it's like you do know that this is like a tool within a toolbox of like revolutionary things that you can like kind
It's a
of
tool, yeah.
grasp towards. And it's not the immediate sense of like the right wing fetishism towards violence. It's the sense that then like, I know that then like a lot of activists, a lot of people that then I know in the U.S. who have gotten more informed on at least how like firearms work is because of like the current situation with like after George Floyd and stuff like that, and they're like either like POCs this and that,
Yeah.
and they do not feel safe within certain scenarios. So for I guess white people, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one because I think it's guns. I mean, they just exist, right? Yeah, and like I think it's symptomatic of a left that can isolate itself from real things that exist in the world. And I say that as someone who grew up a liberal in the United States, where what you're told is just pretend they don't exist.
Yeah.
And like that is absurd. Like the other extreme would be it can solve every problem, which is also not true, but it is not a pathology in the same way that the like plug your ears and go la 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 like only bad people have them. Like because then you were like, what? Okay, then you trust the police, and
Yeah,
like there's all these
exactly.
cascading consequences of that position that you just aren't forced to reckon with. And any left that is not forced to reckon with very basic facts of the world around them is not much of a left. So I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Sounds like a solid one.
I'm just agreeing with mine.
We're all getting guns. What's our
Uh,
Patreon at?
Yeah, I continuously make the joke of, teaching art hoes how to field strip a Kalashnikov. But if you want to learn how to field strip a Kalashnikov, hit me up.
Bring your own Kalashnikov.
But
Yeah,
bring
bring
your
your
own
own.
Kalashnikov to my
Nick is partnering with Masterclass.
yeah.
I just strip a flash.
Former president.
Yeah, you
Nick.
just have to remove you just have to remove one thing and the whole rifle comes apart. It's simple.
My only thought about like what do people get wrong, or maybe not wrong, but like something that I get kind of frustrated with the left is I feel like the left in Europe particularly is very preoccupied with the question of should the EU exist or not,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
not
Yeah.
really dealing with the fact of it does.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
And there's
It does.
basically nothing you can do about that. It's very like fait accompli, and yeah, it's why I'm sympathetic, or like was sympathetic to things like DM25 that tried to like capture that project, but I'm not sure if that's the solution. But
Yeah.
I feel like the left kind of just like defaults this position of it shouldn't be around anymore, rather than like dealing with the situation on the ground.
I think that
Which
that
is, it is
kind of
around.
yeah, I think that kind of like harkens back to, I don't want to be I don't want to be like Vladimir Putin, quoting Lenin, or misquoting Lenin, I
Yeah.
guess, in my speech.
Yeah.
But there's always this sense of, I think that because of this weird end of history mentality that we've gotten into,
Sure.
that this makes me think of the the piece of like, what is it, like left infantilism, left communism and infantile disorder.
Yeah.
Where then it's this idea then in the sense that there's a lot of leftists who came out against the Soviet Union because it's like around a state and this and that and that. And it's the realities that then what the Soviet Union at the time was dealing with obviously is a much different historical pattern of than what Western Europe was.
Yeah.
And I think that in the European Union, while I'm not saying it's like,
It's not good.
yeah, and it is the sense that though, if anything of like, any push towards socialism isn't going to happen within the material reality that we have is going to be within these, like, not within these institutions, but we'll have to deal with the institutions that they exist in, like, because like this is stuff within like the Paris Commune and whatnot. Like I hate referencing historical things of leftism, but I think that there is like a bit to understand that then that we need to look at then that these events happened within a material understanding of when they existed. And if we were then to find ourselves in a crossroads, our material realities around a lot of international institutions that are quasi incompatible with leftism, but like the left still can there's still the ecosystem of what then like European federalism is like a really interesting one in that aspect of that then answering this question of we live in a society and maybe organizing Europe around an alternative to nation states on a more federalized level is like actually like one that then's materially like more reasonable than just whatever else is up in the air at the moment. Like I mean I don't have like any answer to this, but I think it is the thing I think that's actually interesting is that then these they're not pan Europe, but like European federalism or like things like DM actually like took a thing of, I guess, even Volt in like a negative sense of it. Like take this idea in the sense that there is this like entity that exists that has like a bit of governance that doesn't work quite, and like why not just like make it like actually function as like a state can actually do, because like you have the EU has, or like Europe under like the euro has the ability to do its own like monetary policy with no fiscal policy.
Yeah.
Like basic questions like that could actually be answered under a banner of European federalism. I mean, I don't know. I'm speculating here. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I mean, I just wish more people would kind of reckon with the topic
yeah,
that way.
we live in a society, man. I've read Adorno. He says the same thing.
I read The Joker.
Yeah.
All right, new question or? Yep. All right. Let's go with a podcast question.
Who's the best podcaster? Pull up your stats.
Let's see. Okay. So what was the dumbest shit you remember covering in the last 3 years?
The dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Like,
This is fucking stupid. I can't believe this fucking happened.
Now?
Yeah, that could.
but like, yeah, but
We haven't done
dumb,
an episode
I mean,
on it yet, but yeah, Russia invading Ukraine
It
is
depends on, like,
by
how-
far the dumbest, but we haven't really covered it, so.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we understand dumb here now? It's like, damn, this is ridiculous. Huh?
No, for me, it's really simple. It's Joe Lashet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That was like a just ridiculous situation.
Yeah.
That is a different understanding of dumb now. Now I'm confused. Because Russia and Joe Lashet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Russia dumb was in the sense that then I didn't believe was going to happen. Joe Lashet was the sense that then that, German
believe
nepotism
that
is
happened.
hilariously stupid.
so are we talking hilarious?
It could
Yeah.
be either. Yeah.
How do you interpret it? That's up to you. I'm trying to think what I think is the.
Yeah, me too. What did I find funny?
I think
Did I laugh?
for me.
Have I laughed in 3 years of doing this show?
I think for me it was predicting Albanian ultranaturalist Dua Lipa was definitely the greatest moment, because that tweet of her posting about Greater Albania came out in the period between us recording the episode and us releasing it, where
I know.
we talked about it as a joke.
We talked it into existence.
Yo, Dua Lipa,
Yeah.
if you listen to the show, I'm Albanian. Like,
Fuck it.
I'll
By
do
your
it.
definition, probably.
yeah, I would do anything for her.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Albania at heart.
Yeah.
I think some after that happened, some Albanian and Kosovar listeners of ours did message us and being like, "Yeah, concerts she performs in like Albanian contexts or Albanian speaking contexts. She does like a bunch of like she performs a bunch of like nationalist army rally songs.
Oh shit.
So like that's been something she's been putting out in the ether for a while that you picked up on. I was like, yeah,
Wow.
fair.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's wild.
that just makes me think of the sense of, do you know that really weird video of like these like Serbian singers who are like singing at like a party and like just the woman just like pulls like a handgun out and just starts shooting into the sky
No.
like on beat with the song.
Why isn't that in the Eurovibes playlist?
I don't know if I could ever find it again. It was just like it was a weird thing on, and like, yeah, I have a filter on Twitter that like deletes everything after 3 months. But,
yeah, of course.
But yeah, no, there's just one that then it's a Serbian woman singing a military song and just like pulls out a holstered handgun and just starts firing on beat with it.
I don't know if it's the stupidest or the funniest, but the first thing that popped into my mind when you asked the question is being at one of those early Corona Leugna rallies and seeing everyone meditate in front of the
Yeah.
When you
Because
live
it's-
streamed it.
yeah.
For the people
That
who were
was pretty-
meditating in front of the German Constitution.
Yeah, that was something.
Oh god. All right. That's all right. Okay. Serious political question.
Yeah.
Where do you see general political trends going in Europe in the next few years?
Oh shit. That is quite hard to answer right now.
It is a bit, isn't it?
Because
Yeah. I'm going to say a bunch of ones that I think were true before this stuff happened, because
Yeah.
I feel like this changes shit a bit.
Yeah.
I agree with Nick to an extent that like a Nea Demokratia, like an urbanist style of the right,
Yeah.
is going to be like more successful overall. Like I'm looking at the Draghi government in Italy in particular
Yeah.
and being like, this has no future.
Yeah.
This is stupid. This is nothing.
Germany doesn't look good either.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Yeah, especially
I mean, we
Germany's
just started, but
Germany's
right
coalition
now,
is one of the
Olaf
weakest things I've seen in my entire fuck. It is the Ampel Koalition is pathetic. It is just it is
seems
just
like a joke when it started.
I know, yeah, exactly. It's just like, and I think that then it's really weird that within the first 6 months of this coalition, they've dropped the ball on literally everything, and like I don't even think they're gonna because the discussion right now is that the minimum wage is gonna be raised to €12 an hour in October. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna this is gonna. I legitimately think that the FDP became part of this coalition to low key just be like, we did it just because to bring stability, but we're out.
Yeah,
and they're gonna go buck wild next election where the CDU is gonna get some ungodly percent, 40% or something, and then end up in the easiest coalition of a black green future. I think the future is going in Europe there's a massive right wing push, and liberals like the FDP are going to take the ride along when they can, because that's the future that they want.
Yeah.
They're just they're becoming more and more explicit about it, you know?
I mean, if I'm going to do off the cuff reactions to Russia invading Ukraine, I have a funny feeling we're going to see what happened something similar is going to happen in Europe to what immediately post 9/11 America was
Yeah, you get a lot of country songs.
The idea of a human, a human, an EU kind of a stronger EU when it comes to forces, military forces as well and shit like that, all a lot of security issues,
hype,
and that is of course better supported by conservative or right wing,
and Schlager songs about murdering Russians.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah, that could.
Yeah, again, where
except for
she
Serbia.
Also, yeah. They're already set.
Serbia's doing whatever Serbia.
I think that the only thing is that
I mean, you already heard that in the talks and shit like that. I mean, they already had this new security compass that they introduced exactly. Yeah, it's wild. So they're already talking about that, and especially with the vacuum, the power vacuum that was left after Trump was kind of a bit withdrawing the US from NATO and stuff like that. The EU was started we want to be a powerful player here as
There's
well.
Also I genuinely think there's also a vacuum left by Merkel that
that as well.
Macron,
oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Macron is trying to fill and is fucking up.
Sorry.
Yeah. But
thinking about
Macron's
Macron
a perfect example of this because Macron definitely his politics are always winds in the sail of where do I go, because he is a perfect centrist. And his party's becoming much further right wing. Yeah. And I think that there's a future.
If your party tells Le Pen she has
you got an Islam problem.
Yeah, too easy
too easy on Islam. Yeah.
Islam,
I do think I think that we're approaching an era of again, very relatively to very far right-wing parties being the norm for all of Europe, because especially in Germany, the CDU picked Merz as the head, who is the furthest reasonable right-wing within it. That isn't just a fucking full-blown Nazi
is that the furthest reasonable right?
No, but it is, exactly. Is it that?
I mean, when it comes to Werteunion, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. But
it's an indictment on the party.
But it's not the only thing further right would be an actual Nazi like Hans-Georg Maaßen, who is a card-carrying fucking Nazi. Yeah, and that is the CDU. And I know that they're always this isn't our party. Yeah. Remember, in the 90s, the CDU wanted to completely take over Poland still. Yeah. Speaking of
I mean, not all of Poland.
Parts of
just
it. The German part.
The part they thought was theirs.
Yeah.
The industrial developed parts of Poland.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it is I think that there's these parties are already really powerful throughout Europe, and with the push towards this multipolar world that we're in, you're gonna have people who exist in this idea then of a Samuel Huntington Clash of Cultures sort of fucking garbage thing, which is incredibly inaccurate, but it is reactionaries love that shit, and it isn't gonna be necessarily I think that we're past the level of Europe versus Islam or the East versus the West, but it's gonna end up in the sense of whatever it can muster up, that Europe is standing up against Russia, China, possibly even Turkey in the near future, with then like their open support of conservative like Islamist organizations and whatnot that are on the ground.
I don't see Germany doing that.
No, not Germany, but I'm just saying in the sense of like.
I mean, the EU already made that decision when they stopped letting pre-accession.
Exactly. But I
Turkey.
think that then in the sense of that, this is just me speculating very far into the future, and I could be very wrong. Of that, then I think that we're in a position, because it's looking currently right now that it's the West versus Russia. But I would argue that then it's the sense of, in that case, three parties: the United States, Europe, and Russia, which is an already multipolar.
China.
And then China is then also multipolar, so you have four.
That's
and then there could even potentially be the
they really
sense
kind of want that Russia relationship.
But then even, I think, in the sense of that, then remember, Turkey has had...
And the Turkey relationship.
Yeah, Turkey's had...
And the China relationship. Germany just wants them all.
Yeah, but Turkey has had, like, pretty imperialist ambitions as well of recent, that then NATO has, like, supported and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the thing is that then...
I mean, Turkey is NATO.
Turkey is NATO, of course, but I'm just saying in the sense that then whatever then we end up in like 5 years or so, that like the stuff in Syria with Turkey is obviously not over. They're still continuously having border clashes. There is an imperialist wave within Turkey that then is there. They could end up becoming also a player within this multipolar world, because again, it is not the West as then only like that.
Just have to fix their economy.
No, they're not going to, because they're going to spend it on fucking something stupid like
going to the moon.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing of it is that then I genuinely don't think that the West exists anymore in the sense of it's the U.S. and the Europe together. It's the U.S. and Europe are slowly becoming two separate individual things.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. And that isn't like... I think that the Biden administration's very much kind of put the nail in the coffin of that, because it's been quite weak with it. Trump already like existed of like this like anti-NATO shit.
I mean, the U.S. is also like scared of like kind of like an Eurasia kind of situation of like Europe being in sleeping in the same bed as China and Russia.
I
mean Russia right now. Okay, I mean that is also why the U.S. was pushing so much, like against Nord Stream, against whatever Germany was doing.
But the U.S. is at its like is in like the death throes of like an imperial power.
They want to
right
be back,
now.
and they want to have they want their hegemony back.
I can envision them retreating to just bullying Latin America.
Yeah.
And like giving up on the rest.
Just be like, the Monroe Doctrine fucking matters or whatever.
The thing I think about in this conversation is like, what does China do? Because in all this like Russia-Ukraine conversation, there's this chat of Taiwan.
Yeah.
But I think if China plays it cool and basically doesn't do that, I genuinely think that Europe will still try to cozy up to them. Like even with all this Russia stuff.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because we do not exist in this like bipolar like East versus West sort of thing right now. Europe can have relations with China and not have relations with Russia, and the U.S. can be dwindling as an imperial power all simultaneously, and it possibly is happening right now.
Yeah, it feels kind of in flux. It's like it's also possible we'll look back on this recording in like 2 months and be like, "What the fuck were you saying?" But it's the nature of this podcast.
You asked the question, whoever.
Yeah, you did this. Question asker. Rob, do you have any thoughts on all of this?
No, that sounds good. We got more questions to get to.
Hot Rob is sleepy. He's been putting too much work into being hot.
Yeah. That's all that lip gloss he's been putting on.
All right, so I think with that, I think we can keep these questions. A lot of the questions we didn't answer, we can keep them for like bonus episodes in the future, because Rob seems pretty happy with like the Q&A kind of thing. I think it's nice.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Wait, do you want to wrap up? Because I thought we should at least ask the. There was another one that said like, "What are you optimistic about?" Because you guys were all.
Oh, we want some hope here. Because I feel so.
It was like right next to it.
Optimistic right now. So please.
Hang on.
Tell
I
think it was the first in the section.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see it. Okay. quite a lot of depressing things have been
Yes.
happening over the past couple of years.
Don't say.
So is there a trend, recent event, or anything that gives you cause for optimism?
We just said everything is going to shit.
Yeah.
I'd say
please
housing
give me some hope,
politics?
yeah, because I'm right
Housing
now.
politics from Nick.
Yeah.
What?
I think that
Housing
I
politics.
think
Oh,
there's like a
housing.
general wave of people like
Well, but housing is going.
I
Sorry.
know housing's
Housing
going
is shit.
up, but
Yeah.
I think that there's a conscious effort amongst more than just like leftists of understanding. I mean, like DVE was like the perfect example. Like what 69% of Berlin voted for
Yeah.
it.
69. That's a hot number. Sorry.
Unfortunately, it was the less sexy 59.
Oh, 59. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God
sorry.
damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it wasn't.
No,
69.
I've
But-
imagined it sexier
So
in my
I
head.
think that I think the sense of like
Every conversation I remember I have with Rob, I remember him being topless.
yeah.
I make it sexier.
But yeah, I think in the sense that local politics actually are like, you know, a method that can bring a lot of radical things.
That's what I always say. And everyone is always like, when I say like about communities and local politics and shit like that, and then everyone on the left is always like, yeah, we tried that. That's
Yeah,
not-
because they had probably tried it in the sense that then that they met in like a plenum, discussed it once, and then just like
We're not
left.
talking plenum over here.
Yeah, no, exactly. The thing is, though, is that the thing that I felt that was refreshing about seeing like Deutsche Wohnen and whatnot in Berlin is that it. All right, people may get mad at me about this, but it was not a political organization run by the left. It was run by people who were like actually concerned with the politics of what was on the ground,
Sure.
Yeah.
and was not overwhelmed by
Yeah.
then the stupidity of people like Marco Steiger and all these other cunts who
Nix
just
hating
come
on
into
Markus
fucking
Steiger.
because there's so much clout chasing and all this bullshit that they're like, well, we're the lefties, we're here to fucking do politics, and they're like sorry, German leftists are the worst at doing politics, like ballot box politics, you know.
Sure.
They fucking suck at it.
I definitely see what you're saying with DV, and I think maybe Rob could chime in on this, but like that it was issue driven first rather than like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a leftist and I'm going to
Exactly.
go do and support this.
Yeah.
Like they did, like leftists did do that, but
yeah,
like
of course. Yeah.
there was a lot of people. There were a lot of people there. I would maybe like, besides this issue, would describe as libs. Like in
Yeah,
general.
exactly.
And, it does remind me like one of the first political meetings I went to when I arrived in the city was like a DM25 meeting, and I went to it because I was like, they're likely to speak English, basically. And
How embarrassing was it when you walked in and they were all speaking Esperanto?
I was like, fuck.
Oh.
That's why Kieran started learning.
Mi devas learni lingvo.
That's why DM25
That's not
failed.
real.
Kieran insisted
Citio
he adopt
lingvo, I
Esperanto
think.
as the
My Esperanto
official
isn't good
language
enough.
of Europe.
I'm just going through all this big baller socialists of history, and they all advocate for learning Esperanto. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing it. But yeah, someone
Kieran
said
admitted he's a Stalinist only because of Stalin spoke
he
Esperanto.
actually hated it.
But he learned it though, didn't he?
What?
He learned it though.
I think he hated it though.
I want to hear Stalin speak Esperanto.
Esperanto.
Yeah,
I imagine that being funny somehow.
But the thing they said that makes me think Nick is kind of right is and stuck with me is that the price of rent is like the price of bread in the French Revolution. Like in the moment, it kind of
I
feels
love
like
that analogy.
it's that kind of like issue that's actually affecting everyone, but is in
Yeah.
this kind of like intellectual lacuna where you just can't actually like speak about it or like acknowledge it in a lot of politics. Like Berlin is actually quite weird in that sense of that they are talking about it, because I can tell you a lot of time, except for like I think the pandemic forced it to happen, but like Ireland did not talk about it until the pandemic, even though it was a problem before that.
In Barcelona.
British politics doesn't talk about it, even though it's a problem across the whole like country.
Yeah, I'm torn because on the one hand, it affects like the economy and society set up to like force you to just move somewhere else, and people
Yeah.
are always moving. But on the other hand, like
None of us are from Berlin.
bullshit ass cities are getting mad expensive. So like, where are you supposed to move to?
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's
Will you name these bullshit ass cities for us, please? Rob
Denver.
fucking Denver, dude. Denver is a bullshit city.
I knew I'd get robbed that one.
I would say I think this is extrapolating based on what you were getting at, Nick, which is it even maybe has something to do with Europe as the strange Eurasian mass, which is like if you don't come at it from like the inherited or ingrained political, like the grooves of political discourse, there is like a surprisingly like interesting mashup of people and tendencies and ideas and backgrounds without necessarily the same like segregation that you might find in other countries. Maybe this is like a horribly Berlin perspective, but like there's like cross class like
sorry.
I don't know, like associations, like everyone just kind of, I think people can come in contact with each other maybe more easily and without necessarily inherited political, like people might not understand each other, but it's not because they're like trained to hate each other. It's more being like, who are you? Like, I don't speak your language or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's maybe a little easier to work with than like, oh no, we know each other and we hate each other. That's kind of vague because it is a very vague, inchoate force, but I think there's something there with like, it's not politics, capital P politics as it's been defined, but like,
politics or P?
Kind of. I don't know what that means.
Politics are pee? So it comes into your penis. Or your vagina if you're a lady.
But there's like
classy podcast.
there's something like you can get people on the same page more easily than you think. I think that's been my experience here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that I definitely feel that more than like when I lived in Edinburgh or Dublin or something like that there is this less stratification. And like the numbers are there. Like one of the things that talked about Deutsche Wohnen und Quarantäne is like 85% of the city rents, which is like really high compared to like any other major city in the world.
Over 90
within
the ring band.
Even though stratification in
ring band.
Germany is horrible.
Yeah, but it's like London is like less than 50% rent kind of thing. Like as a comparison, it's definitely like more of a universal issue here, which
I think it's also the sense too that then it's going to become more of an issue too when our generation gets older and like has kids. You know, as you being a father.
Woo!
In the sense
I was about to say we don't do that, but Kieran does that.
Yeah, but I mean the sense that
I
then
had a
like
child.
I think that then for a lot of the sense of a lot of cities that have a lot of property ownership are older people. That's just my speculation. I could be entirely wrong of it because I don't know anyone my age with fucking money. Like I mean, like I live fine, you know. Like I can pay my bills, I can do whatever. Like I'm not like struggling at the end of the month. I have a little bit at the end of the month to save this and that, but like I'm not like the idea of going to a bank and trying to get a loan, especially in Germany where you have to put already 20% down, is like unthinkable to me.
I don't even fucking have a Haftpflichtversicherung.
Yeah.
That's like $6 a month. You should probably do it.
I know, but back then I didn't have the money for that. Now I have a job.
So it's like
now I can think about adult stuff.
I think that then because like we still live so much in the wake of the 2008-2009 financial crisis, and then that we're kind of like inching up towards a new one.
Having a pandemic for 2 years is going to have like some sort of
we're having
sudden or slow economic result.
Well, I mean, Germany's predicted 7% inflation already for them the next year, which is awesome. Yeah. And I don't want to look at the other numbers of other countries because Hungary is also doing great with their inflation, and
a country poised to go even more reactionary.
Yeah. So again, the future of Europe is unfortunately more reactionary politics.
And we are talking about something nice. We were supposed
you were meant to be doing hope.
I know, but
hope. Hello.
However,
I wanted to hear something nice. I'm already devastated.
No, it's all bad.
Wrong podcast.
No.
This question was asked before Russia.
I think no. I think that though, in the sense of even if the stuff like to make it back to being happy, is that then even with all this push of then like the material reality of what politics are for then Europe or a lot of places right now in the sense of that then post-COVID is going to be a shock economic because we're still in the pandemic. Obviously, we're slowly ending up.
We in this,
and we're slowly ending up seeing what the other side of this is looking like, and it's not great. But at the same time, is that like with contradictions of capitalism, like intensifying around it. There probably will be a push to more like revolutionary things in terms of housing and very localized issues that then are going to be horribly affected by energy is probably one of the biggest ones.
I think actually like more generally cost of living.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
cost of living is probably like especially with the inflation that predicted that's like and that includes rent, that includes energy prices. I think that's because that's also like one of the things I keep saying is like that's one of the reasons I am in this city. Is because the cost of living difference between Berlin and Dublin is like 89%. Like it is 89% cheaper here.
No, seriously?
Yeah, it's fucked.
Oh my god.
And it's getting worse. Wow. So like that is the reason why I'm here, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people leave. Like Berlin was the cool place to move maybe like 10 years ago. Now it's Lisbon, which also I have noticed by looking at the stats is pretty cheap to live in. But now last time Portugal hosted Eurovision, to tie it all in together, they did a skit in the second semi-final about how Lisbon is being gentrified. And they were like they're feeling the effects of that too. And next it's going to be like Ljubljana or whatever. Like
that's a nice city.
It is a nice city, and people will move there and ruin it, and then they'll move somewhere else, like Zagreb or something.
They're like fucking vulture ventures.
Yeah,
culture
vultures.
Like we're symptoms of the consequence, though. Like the gentrification is caused by property developers. The hipsters just are trying to deal.
Yeah, that's why we have to plan the economy.
Yes.
5-year plans. And with that was our 3-year anniversary.
That was a hope answer, seriously.
Things are going to get better because they're going to get worse, and people are going to get more radical. That is the answer.
Let's hope that is what is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That is the hope I always have when things get worse. But
right? I mean, that trend is kind of proved correctly. Like, if you, like,
I thought COVID would do something.
Yeah, right, that's a whole other topic. But like for the people in the room who remember being like a leftist in the 2000s or 90s, it was like it was rough. It was fucking rough. Yeah. It like things got weirder. Trump getting elected certainly made people go like Rob said in the
True, you saw it in the US, definitely.
Yeah, but like the 99 Zoo Irons episode where Rob mentioned just like, why are you taking politics seriously? Trump got fucking elected. Fuck off. That kind of helps, but I think we can save. If you asked a question that we didn't answer this episode, I think we can save it. We'll do more Q&As in the future. And just
ask
more
personal questions.
Yeah. Ask about Kieran's cup size.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I need to walk more. But if you've been listening since the beginning, if you've listened since year 1, year 2, whatever, thank you for the support. It's been lovely.
Yeah. Give us give us all your love and support and Patreon money so that I can buy more stupid watches that I can just drain the Corner Späti bank account with, which we don't even have a bank account, but pretend that we do. And I can just show up to the thing being like, yo, look, new eyes. Too bad. No. You get my old one.
I showed Nick videos of that digital guitar that Casio made in like the 80s, and I'm like, I need to buy this for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I can't think of a podcast.
Why doesn't Nick get all the gifts? Like the watches.
I'm the goodest boy. I get all the treats.
Yeah, give us more Patreon money so we can make Nick look nice.
I want to take everyone here to Zunna, the Dunner kebab place that has the big wheel of such.
Oh my god. Yes.
It's not as greasy as you think it would be.
Sounds horrible.
Okay, Yulia, I'll buy you increasingly bigger hoop earrings.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, year 4 of the podcast. Bigger hoop earrings.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, I only wear hoop earrings.
How big are they going to get? Next
Year 7 of the podcast, you're slipping your arms through them.
I just carry them around. Sounds good.
But
I'm
seriously.
hopeful because we're all here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's nice. I have friends.
This
Yeah. I don't know about you guys listening, but we have friends.
Yeah. All I know is that 2022 Corner Späti.
I know, I have
we
3
run
friends.
Berlin.
big things coming.
Big things coming.
And we're all doing the thing together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
aw.
in this.
Yeah.
All in this.
The shmoney
together.
dance. That's what we're doing.
Oh no, I'm just thinking. I never watched High School Musical,
all
but
in
I'm
this.
always
We
singing
gotta
this
cut
song. I'm
All right.
always singing that song.
I want
I'm turning off my microphone.
I want to read. I want to read from the Corner Späti Twitter account to remind everyone, I'm me, I do me, and I podcast.
Right about that. Shout out Kevin Durant.
Ciao, ciao, everyone.
Bye-bye.
3 more years.
Bye bye.